What is up, you beautiful collectors and dinosaur fans? Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be very fun, very special. On today's episode, we are going to be taking a look at the new Jurassic World. They still call it the Jurassic World. The Jurassic World Hammond Collection True FX Spinosaurus. Oh, this is one that I've been waiting for a very, very long time. Finally, we got one that puts every other version of the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus to shame. To shame. I have had my version of the Spinosaurus, and I don't remember where that one, what line that came from, but I've had the particular one in my collection there for years, and I've been waiting for a good version of the Spinosaurus for a very long time. The TrueFX line here has basically decided to go to the original CGI work of it and for the most part copy it and transport it to this figure, which makes it very, very accurate looking. There are some aspects of it that I think could have been done a little bit differently, and we'll touch on that here in a bit, but the overall look and design of this is phenomenal. This guy was truthfully the part of the franchise Jurassic Park 3 and with the Spinosaurus in it truthfully was kind of the downfall for me. So it's kind of interesting that I love this figure so much, but it was because of him that I feel like the franchise started deviating from what Steven Spielberg originally wanted, was that these were not monsters. These were animals that were just reacting as they would, gigantic carnivores reacting to things as opposed to monsters. And the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 kind of started to get on that monster aspect of thing, where it seemed like he was stalking them and kind of playing with them and all this kind of stuff. Wasn't nearly as bad as like what they did with the Indoraptor and things like that, but it started the trend. But I love the Spinosaurus. I always have. I think it's a fantastic creature. I actually have fossilized teeth of a real Spinosaurus in my own personal collection. So I've always really enjoyed this one. And that scene, that iconic, not pivotal, but that just iconic, powerful scene in Jurassic Park 3 where the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which we have all grown up thinking is like the most powerful carnivore, just like a colossal beast, was destroyed by the Spinosaurus. I mean, it just showed like an evolutionary leap forward in terms of dinosaurs, but that's getting off topic. Obviously, packaging wise, you can see the gorgeous image right here. Big window right there. I am very surprised that as soon as I opened it, this is very heavy, and you can see just how large this guy looks. Absolutely love it. Jurassic World Hammond Collection. I do wish they were a little bit more specific, calling it Jurassic Park, but whatever. The side here, Hammond Collection. The other side here has a shot of the Spinosaurus with a little bit of a read-up right there, talking about how like Spinosaurus, and they're talking about the T-Rex kind of thing. But like this is kind of one of those scenes where it's playing the cell phone thing, and it comes out into this big giant opening, and it sees the humans that it was trying to kill her, and it looks at it and like chases them, and it's like he was stalking them. It just seemed weird. Come around to the back, you got more of a read-up right here in a pivotal moment. Oh yeah, that's the same read-up that we have there, but you can see gorgeous detail on this guy. Again, looks different. Jurassic Park 3 does look different than what the Spinosaurus is going to look like in Rebirth, but I don't care because this is my, I don't want to say childhood, but it is my youth for the most part, and I absolutely love it. So without further ado, let us get this guy out here and see how cool he actually is. And my God, after years of waiting, this guy does not disappoint whatsoever. This is the definitive Spinosaurus. Now, I know that the new movie is introducing him and looks different. And I get that. That's perfectly fine. But this version of him is what I grew up with. This is my Spinosaurus. This was that gigantic monster that when we were first introduced to him, we thought he was like really cool and like badass and all that stuff. And then he killed a Tyrannosaurus Rex by snapping his neck. And literally, jaws dropped when we saw that. I know mine did, and I was instantly blown away by this guy. Now, as I talked about, through the progression of Jurassic Park 3, I didn't like the characterization of the Spinosaurus. The overall look and design, I just thought he was a badass looking dinosaur. But the way that they portrayed him really bothered me. And I've said this many times before, I really do appreciate what Steven Spielberg wanted to do with the Jurassic Park and Lost World movies in terms of not making them monsters or anything like that. This one definitely kind of jumped the shark for it, but you can see this guy is massive and absolutely gorgeous. There is only one minor qualm that I have. When you look at the movie, now granted, the coloration on this is very accurate, but because a lot of the scenes that we see him in the movie, he's wet and it's dark, it kind of makes him look like he's darker than he is here. And now this is about as accurate as you're going to get. I have seen the animatronic, the actual dinosaur for the most part, being used and things of that nature, and you can see that it is really very much this coloration just in the film, because like I said, the majority of the times that we saw him, it was dark, it was raining, it was wet, whatever the case may be. There was one scene when there's that wide open section, there's a big giant fence and he's kind of just hanging out there. You can kind of see, obviously, the lighter color in that particular scene. That's really the only time that you can, but it really does visually confirm how he looks. This guy, though, is amazing. That FX design or whatever really does mean that they go towards the source material and try to copy it as much as possible here. Transformer fans, think of Studio Series, but for the Jurassic franchise. And this guy is, he's huge, he's massive. A lot of weight is in the tail here. This is all hollow, as you can see, but the coloration on here is quite nice. When you look at the head, you get all the, I want to get in close so that you can see the eyes on them. Gorgeous. Very, very cool. They used a very clear, almost glass sort of material in there to really give a nice shine to the eyes. But you can see all the different scales, the pitting, things of that nature. Gorgeous detail on the inside of the mouth. Only part, I guess you could probably say on mine, I'm really zoomed in here. God bless it. You can get his mouth to open really wide, and you got these little soft rubber tendons in here. The one here on this, oh, now it's going to go in right. I've had to keep it bent in there because that one was kind of flexed out, and it's not supposed to be like that. Just keep that tucked in here. The teeth look amazing. You can see that they are a softer, rubbery material, which does give a lot of variation, and it's almost like a separate piece to the head sculpt, which is fantastic. You have the tongue right down there is articulated. You can move this up and have them, kind of go blah, 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 do all that kind of stuff. The detail with the various red, I don't even know what you call it, but the red coloration all the way throughout there, going down the neck, everything looks good. You got the more tan color. You got the red going on there, red going down for the tail. Now, when you do look at the movie, it almost looks like there's a bluishness to him. I kind of wish that was put in here, but I mean, this still looks really good. The claws are fantastic. You have softer, rubbery claws as well. I mean, the rest of the body is all hard plastic. The hands here, those little tendons, the tongue, the teeth, even the tail, which does have the wire in it, so you can pose that around. And it actually is very helpful in terms of balancing him, because as you can see, he's very heavy. The nice thing about the figure is that the joints are super sturdy. There's ratchet joints throughout the entire thing, which really does help to stabilize them, which is something that I'll bring it in here. The original one that I have does not have, so it's really kind of unfortunate. But I mean, well, here, let's just do the comparison right now. Here, let me set him here. Get him to stand. Again, you do have to kind of balance him a little bit. Where's he at? Here he is. This is, and again, I don't remember which line this is from specifically, but this is the original one, and you can see that there is a difference. Now, granted, like, you know, you can angle him and everything and get him, but big size difference, and the color is also a whole lot different. Now, for the longest time, his tail is so damn long, it's just kind of coming off. For the longest time, I kept this guy in my collection as the definitive, for me, Spinosaurus. But you can see that the color is definitely off. He's got the red and everything like that. But I like this one because, as I talked about in the scene when we saw him, he looked darker. So I really liked this for the longest time. Now, they created some other ones that came out where they tried to fix the ankle or the hips on him and everything like that. But this guy pales in comparison to this one. I mean, even when you look at the head sculpt, I mean, I'm looking at this now, and this thing is ridiculous by comparison. I mean, it's what we've had for the longest time, and I've always been happy with it, but this is finally being replaced in my display. I am so happy with that. Let's set him kind of here, and then bring in the thrashing guy. This is kind of how the new Spinosaurus, and again, you can kind of angle this up a little bit more, but this is how the new Spinosaurus, it just looks like he wants to eat him. This is, for all intent and purposes, the way that scientists, now believe the Spinosaurus to look. And there's a lot of similarities. You got the very elongated snout kind of thing. You do have the fin there in the back. Obviously, the tail is dramatically different than what we had here. But one thing that is nice is that in the Jurassic Park 3 film, we do see him kind of swimming around in the water and everything, which is a cool homage to the the way that they actually thought eventually that he would look. But the overall detail on this just is exquisite. Far and away, so much more of an accurate representation of the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3. I'm just so blown away by him. Articulation-wise, he's got a ton. You can see that you can open his mouth fairly wide. The upper and lower jaws are articulated, so you can get a very wide open for him. You can have his tongue dangle out here, like, you can do that, which, I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can. But you can close it as well. And I'm just trying to make sure that the rubbery thing closes properly. But you got that. You do have a neck joint here, which is a ball joint. So you get a good range of motion. Doesn't really rotate or anything, but you do get a lot of up and down. A little bit of, like, you get the side to side, a little bit of rotation. Most of the rotation is going to come down here at the base, though. Another ball joint. So you get a good range of motion with that. Come down to the smaller arms. The arms that he absolutely used to snap the neck of the T-Rex. You got a hinge and ball joint, not really a pin hinge joint right up here. You have a pin hinge joint at the elbow. Wrists also have that. Come down to the back legs, and these are where you have heavy-duty ratchet joints in there, which really, once you get them balanced and you use like all the other joints, that's going to hold the pose. And that's something that my other one didn't do. I don't know if I've ever shown this. I've had to take a piece of cardboard and wedge it in there to keep that leg from moving around. That's what I've used to keep him from falling over for years now. So you do have that. You also do have the in and out of the hips. Down here at the knee section, you have that pin hinge joint as well. You also have it here at, I don't even know what joint this is. Is that the ankle? I don't know, because I feel like this is the ankle. I have no idea. But again, as you play with it, you will have to find that balance again for him, but it's not difficult to do. The tail here is on a ball joint, so you get a good range of motion there. You can also rotate it if you so desire. And then you do have the wire on the inside, which again also really does help to balance, because he is very top heavy, as you can see. This really does help to stabilize him, which is fantastic. And it's kind of got like that real skin feel where it's a little bit softer in there. So you can really get a lot of real cool dynamic poses. One of the ones that I'm going to try to recreate it was him pretty much standing straight up. There we go. I mean, see how easy that was to recreate. This is the scene when he walks out and they're about to run away from him, and you hear the and they're like, wait a minute, what happened? So you can straight up recreate him standing on his hind legs, straight up like that. I mean, use the tail to kind of balance it, and he's kind of like, well, no, he was a little bit more hunched over, wasn't he? So something like that. Wait, hold on. Again, you gotta play with all the different joints. You got a ton of them here, so use these joints, people. Use these joints. Get them going. I mean, and again, like, you do that, and I'm fidgeting with them, but you can use the tail to kind of balance them a little bit. But, oh yeah, that makes them definitely a little bit more top heavy there. So, I mean, you can do it. You can do it. It just takes some patience, a little bit of practice to get it to work. But I honestly feel like this guy is going to fly off shelves. I honestly think that he's going to be hard to find at some point in time. Luckily, I did find mine online through the Target website. All the Hammond collection figures are exclusive to Target stores. But I did find mine through Target.com and was able to get it shipped to me. So very happy. I will more than likely, if I see another one, probably pick it up. If I see another one online, might pick that up as well, just to keep one mint in box kind of thing. Because I much like that original Spinosaurus, I do think that this guy is going to end up being very hard to find. And I think that ultimately he's going to become a collector item. I really do believe that. I really, really do. But beyond that, my friends, that is about it. There is the look at the new Jurassic World Hammond Collection Spinosaurus. Super thrilled that they finally did this guy justice in terms of action figure form. He is spectacular. The detail is outstanding. The realism is fantastic. Everything in terms of capturing that likeness is outstanding with this. The articulation is top notch. Everything that you would expect on it. Adding the small little details, like I said, like the rubber for the teeth, the hands, even that being rubberized is really nice. The little tendon thing on the inside. The only thing that I wish we could get, and they kind of did this a few years ago with the San Diego Comic-Con version. They gave us a slightly darker one to kind of replicate, a slightly darker T-Rex to kind of replicate how he looked in the dark and in the rain. Maybe they'll do that with this guy. I have no idea. It would be cool if they did. It would probably fit a little bit better in my mind, sort of thing. But this is outstanding. Highly recommend this. If you are a Jurassic Park fan, if you're a dinosaur fan, this is one that I would absolutely pick up. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'd really appreciate it if you would do me a very simple thing by hitting that thumbs up button. Doing that goes a long way towards helping me out, and I'd really very much appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way, you'll get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video, such as this, or when I go live, or anything of that nature. And until next time, this is Optibotimus saying adios, au revoir, and rawr.